As you can see, the Maidens are essentially two islands, one with a deserted lighthouse on, one with a current in-use lighthouse and quite a few outlying rocks, very dangerous for navigation. Many a ship has come to grief on these rocks over the years, but they're also incredibly important for our wildlife. The West Maidens, for example, which is the island with the deserted lighthouse on, is extremely important for nesting shags. Over 100 pairs nest on there each year. The islands and the rocks around about, very important, as you can see, for haul-out places for the grey seal. We can see a couple of pups in front of us, defended by her mother and a whole series of males. And each and every one of these islands boasts several grey seals.
Folks, we have a little seal on the right hand side here of the boat. We're just coming up onto it. It's out of the water, it's lying on top of one of the rocks. So if you could just please be quiet whenever we get close to it so that we don't disturb it.
I'm just interested in nature and the sea, because I don't have the sea at home.
Where is home?
So, home in Germany, in Munich. And it was interesting to see wild animals, seals and birds. Yeah, it was quite nice.
It was really great to see the things that we saw from the vantage point and to have people who knew a lot about them along with us on the boat trip, and not just seeing photographs or watching it on a show, but being able to be there. And we saw a lot of seals. That was great.
The Tombolo is a ridge of gravel on a bedrock which links Muck Island with mainland Island Magee. It is a unique feature in Northern Ireland and possibly in the whole of Ireland. Now, it shouldn't be there in theory. And they'd sink with a tide and wind that it would wash straight through. But when the tide's coming this way, for example, there's a back eddy around the back of the island which keeps it in place, and vice versa. When it's going north, the eddy comes in. It actually is migrating south, but very, very slowly.
It was nice to get out there with an expert who knew about the area and knew the local history and about the wildlife.
I'm studying criminology and sociology.
Now, what sort of wildlife crime did you come across today?
Not much.
Did this give you a different insight into Northern Ireland?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the trail and all, and it was interesting. The Gibbons, was it?
Gobbins?
Gobbins, that was it, yeah. No, it was really good.
See the remains of the Gobbins Pass, which is a coastal pass built in 1902, the idea for which was by the chief engineer of the Belfast and Northern Counties Railway. Sadly, it was let go by the beginning of the Second World War. There was no money for its upkeep, and storm and rain and erosion and all that sort of stuff went. It did stay out until 1951, when the railway decided they couldn't afford it anymore, and Larne Council equally said they couldn't afford it either. So it's sadly gone into disrepair. But there is a bid to build it again, and the planning permission has been passed.
In its time, whenever this would have been frequented by the Victorians, by the gentlefolk of its time, this would have been even more popular than the Giant's Causeway.
I found it really interesting. The walkway, I never knew about that before. Finding out about that was great.
It was just really enjoyable, basically, just to get a free boat trip, basically go out and see some wildlife, and the cliffs are really interesting. It was nice to have somebody there that you could ask questions and who knew what they were talking about.